Hello everyone, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Suzanne and I am a gardening and cut flower enthusiast in Devon in the UK. And in this week's video we're going to be working on a floral project with some beautiful dried flowers for the church festival that's going to be happening in my village. So let's go and take a look at what I'm going to be making.
Hello everyone, you join me. It's raining today, so I hope you can hear me because we've not only got the noise of the rain, but we've also got the noise of my propagator going. It's a hydro propagator, so it's got a pump that's constantly circulating water. So I'll try and speak up for the whole video if I can. I had lots of outdoor jobs planned for this weekend, and so I'm having to do something now that really I was going to do next weekend. So this was supposed to be next weekend's video, but we're filming it today. And basically our local church, as many churches through the country will be doing, is having a flower festival to celebrate the coronation. And so lots of people in the local area are all doing a display of flowers to put into the church for people to go and look at. And I had been racking my brains for ages trying to think of what to do. For my church, the theme to go along was King and Country. So that was the brief. And then you thought of your own title to work within that. And the idea is that you would let the organiser know so that people didn't all do the same thing. And some people were even allocated titles. So I know that my mum and her friend, they have the title farming, and so that's what they're working with. So I was really thinking about what I could do, and because I use my own flowers, I was really trying to think about what flowers I would have for the 6th of May. It will be for that whole weekend, the 6th, the 7th and the 8th, which is the bank holiday weekend. And honestly, I wasn't going to have a huge amount of flowers to work with. So I thought long and hard about this, and I thought King and Country, and I thought, well, when I think of the countryside, I think of an old-fashioned meadow, grassland, waiting to be cut for hay. And I don't think of a meadow as bright colours, as poppies and daisies, the things that when you buy your wildflower seed packet, the pictures you have in the packet. When I think of meadow, I sort of think of it being ready to cut for hay. That's just how I have a meadow in my head. So I started thinking, oh well, maybe I could do a meadow as if it were ready to be cut for hay, which would mean that I could actually use dried flowers, of which I still have a good selection of different seed heads and umbellifers and grasses. So I'm going to be doing my floral project today, and because it's dried I can, because it's not going to deteriorate. I mean, these flowers were grown last year, so they've lasted this long. They're going to last until the 6th of May. So the title I am working to is called In the Meadow, and I'm going to be working with I've got lots of different grasses, breezer here, and little nigella, Greek cress. I mean, I know that not all of these things grow in a meadow, but we're going for the look of what a meadow would look like. And I'm going to just add a few little other elements to make it family friendly as well, because obviously children like to go and look at these things. So I've got a couple of little a few little wooden mice from my mum's cheese board. So that these are field mice for the purposes of this. And I think I was going to try and make some paper butterflies as well, but meadow brown butterflies, because that's what when I think of a meadow, that's the type of butterfly that I think of in the meadow. So this video, I'll probably keep editing it because I haven't actually really thought of how I'm going to do it, so it might change a bit. But I think I'm going to use this wine box, and I can't decide whether to Hessian the whole thing or if we quite like the scripted writing there, but I might have to Hessian the sides because it's got these horrible labels on it. So I think I'm going to do that, and then the plan is going to be, this might not work, my plan is going to be to cut some timber to sit inside the wine box. So obviously this would need cutting to size. And then I'm thinking if I drill different size holes in here, because some of the stems are obviously really thin, and then some of the stems, they're all elastic banded together. So some of the stems are really thin and some of the stems are really thick. But also I have the option, of course, of putting like a clump of the thinner stems in together. So, you know, I could take a bunch of Greek cress and stuff them all in the same hole, which will probably give a better, fuller effect. So this is my plan for a rainy day in my shed. So please join me. And if you're doing any sort of floral things for Coronation Weekend, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you've come up with and if you're using fresh flowers. I mean, obviously I do, honestly, the smell of these tulips, and you just don't get that, do you, in the shop butchers. And these ones, I cut these 2 weeks ago, but they still, look at that. This one's Showpiece. This is Creme Upstar. I've got to grow that one again next year. I think it is that one with the best scent. I think that's apricot favourite. I think, not positive. And then just look at this parrot. Look at that. Oh, lovely. But for me, I couldn't think of a theme to work. And to be honest, my tulips will all be over by the 6th of May anyway. But anyway, I had to show them to you because they were in my eye line. Right, so what we're going to do is we'll measure the box, and then I will cut the timber to size, and we'll get some hessian on the sides of the boxes so that we've basically got our blank canvas ready to drill the holes and ready to start arranging. Right, so let's go and get on with that. So I've got my hessian for the sides and the back, and I'm just going to use a staple gun. I haven't cut its size yet. I'm going to staple it on and then cut off the excess because I think that's safer. Right, I hope I've got enough staples left. When I did that rabbit proofing the fence in the cutting patch, I know I've basically, the only staples I've got are the ones in the staple gun. So I'm hoping I'm not going to need loads. I'm not the wine drinker, by the way, but I know lots of people who like a tipple. I'm even wondering if I need to cut it, because then if I want to reuse a big sheet of hessian again in the future, if I've kept it a big sheet, do you know what I mean? I can use it again, because yeah, if I cut it, there's no going back, is there? So there might just be too much excess. I think I'll have to cut a bit of it. I love, well, you all know I keep going on about, I love recycling, so that's why I'm thinking about using this hessian again at some point. I think I get it from my dad. Right, I'll come back to you when I've cut it. Okay, so I've kept the front free, so I quite like that writing. To be honest, in the church, that will be the main bit you'll see, and then all the flowers. But just because of the labels, I've just hessian the sides and the back, and then I've got quite a lot of loose hessian in the box there, which will actually, it will help pack everything in. So now we just need to cut the timber to size, and I had enough staples. Okay, I've put a pencil mark where I need to cut, and I haven't got any fancy saw, I've just got a hand saw, so we'll go ahead and do that. nearly knocked my plants. Right, okay, so finished cutting bits of wood. Now I just need to get them in the box. So have I measured it slightly wrong? Oh no, it will go. I think it's just the Hessian makes it a bit of a tighter fit. Okay, so that's my blocks of wood. So now we just need to drill a selection of holes in there. So we'll have a look at the drill bits and see what size we think. I think it's going to be better if the stuff's really jammed in, so I'm thinking smaller rather, because I can probably also use a knife to make stuff smaller, but then again I could stuff more things in the same hole. What's the biggest thing? Poppy seed heads. But then I probably won't be using the really thick bit this time at the bottom because that'll be a bit too tall for the proportions. So I probably would be using the thinner. I think I might do 2 different size holes. I think I'm going to do the tiny one here, which is a 4, and then the 5. In fact, I don't think I'm going to do the 4. I think I'd rather have more things in one hole. So I'm going to do the 5 and the 6. So I'm going to go ahead and what we'll do is we'll do a test hole and just see, how it works first before I spend my time drilling the whole lot and it doesn't work. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Right, it's bad enough with the noise of the rain and the hydro propagator without me now drilling as well. Check we're going the right way, don't want to be drilling in reverse. Also, hadn't really thought about how deep the holes need to be, so we'll do a bit of practice. Oh, I was about to use my paper scissors for cutting stems. Heaven forbid, can you imagine? Okay, so I would say there's no way that's deep enough. Oh, that's gone right through now. Okay, that's better. And do you know what? I think that size, that was the 6, I think. I think we're just going to go with that. And the really thinner stems are going to be better if they're put in together. Oh, actually, yeah, no, that is. Right, okay, well, I'll go ahead and drill the holes. You don't want to watch me do that, and I'll come back to you when I've finished. Okay, so I've drilled the holes just at the back, because at the front, I think I'm going to go and get some moss and lay some moss down to be like the edge of the meadow, because I've got some lovely lichen I would sort of like to have at the edge of the meadow, and I also thought I could make the mice a little nest, and I had already played around with the nest idea, just with some moss, and put some little mice in there. So I think I'd quite like to have a bit more moss along the front there as well. So I think it's stopped raining for 5 minutes, so I'm going to go out with my rake and grab some moss and then I'll be back. I very nearly got distracted there because it stopped raining. In fact, I did get distracted. I just went and sowed a cover crop on my dahlia bed. I know you might be thinking it's a bit late because I'll be wanting to plant my dahlias out in May, but I'm actually sowing it in such that I'm going to grow the dahlias with it, so that the spaces in between, we'll see. I've done a little bit of research on it. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm giving it a go. Anyway, I did just get some moss. Now it's got loads of leaves in it and some bits of grass and things, but actually I think that's fine because this was around the edge of my meadow and I'm doing around the edge of the meadow in my meadow box, so I'm going to keep that as it is. Okay, I think we've got all the components now ready to start arranging our piece. Okay, I'm going to start by just popping my moss along the front there. No, that looks good already. And then I've made my mice their little nest already. So I want to get that in place first. And then I've got a spare mouse who I think will put him over here. And then I mentioned I've got this beautiful lichen. Oh, just look at, isn't it amazing? Nature is just absolutely amazing. So I definitely wanted to get those in. I think those bits are a bit too long though. I like to work in 3s and 5s, so I'm going to put the 3 bits of lichen branch in that as if I were doing any sort of flower arrangement. So that's just going to be the front of the meadow box at a lower level, and then obviously we'll have a bit more height at the back with some of the bigger things. So these were some bunches that I made up that have already got a really good mix in. This is scabious seed pods, they're fantastic. I'm not even sure which grass this is, but that's just lovely. This is Auroch. And then I've got some Dorcas, which is lovely. Poppy seed heads, some actual grasses, which I did just cut from my meadow in the summer, so they're going to be lovely. So I'm just going to go ahead and start arranging my flowers, and then we'll see what they look like at the end. So I just wanted to sort of stop midway and show you how I was getting on. Yes, I'm still trying to work with the idea of 3s and 5s or 7s, just basically any odd number. It just gives that more natural. You don't want it to be uniform. I've got some teasel here, but the stems are this is the first stem I've got to that's too thick for the holes, so I've just put a slice with my knife. I think we'll bring that forward actually. Yeah, just put a slice with my knife to get it the right size. And now I've just got to find a spot for him where he can be seen. I'm not putting, I'm trying to put some shorter stems in the middle, as well as just at the front, because I want it to look natural. And in a meadow, you don't have all the tall stems together and all the short stems together. You have a real a real mix. So that's what we're doing. So at the moment I've used quite a lot of variety, but I've still got an awful lot of filling in to do. So leave it to me, and I'll keep going and show you when I finish. Can you see me? Now the flower arrangers amongst you might not think much to this, but this is my interpretation of In the Meadow, and I rather like it. It took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take me. I nearly added some blue, and then I went nope. I had to stick with my sort of dried meadow look, but I did. I've put in a tiny bit of faded lavender and just a couple of Hella Chrysanthemums, just because I really needed that round shape. I nearly put in some bright electric blue statice, but I decided not to. So I've just made these little paper butterflies, and I'm just trying to work out if I should just glue them on, and I was just thinking about just sitting them on a few of the Dorcas there like that, just with a bit of glue, and it just adds a bit of fun for the children, really. I was thinking something like that, so I might just get a bit of glue and stick them on. And I think I'll take this outside and try and do a proper photo for you in the light, so you can see what you think of it. I might take a picture of some of the other entries in the church next weekend, and maybe we could do that as a video, like actually at the festival. But anyway, now I just need to keep this dry and not let real mice eat it before the 6th of May. So thanks very much for watching my video, everyone. Hopefully next week we'll be back in the garden. Bye.